You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your Security Plus certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Resilience testing is the process of validating how systems, processes, and people perform under disruption. Unlike functional testing, which verifies whether systems perform as designed under normal conditions, resilience testing explores how they behave during stress, failure, or crisis. It focuses on recovery time, fallback procedures, and the ability to continue delivering core functions. For example, resilience testing may evaluate whether a database can fail over seamlessly to a secondary site without data loss, while functional testing would simply confirm whether queries return correct results. This distinction underscores resilience testing's role in preparing for real-world adversity. Tabletop exercises provide a low-impact method to validate continuity and resilience plans. In these exercises, stakeholders walk through hypothetical disaster scenarios, discussing how they would respond, who would be notified, and what actions they would take. For example, a tabletop exercise for a ransomware event might include IT staff, legal counsel, and communications teams outlining their coordinated actions. The goal is not technical simulation, but to validate decision-making, communication flows, and role clarity. Tabletop sessions help uncover gaps in planning and ensure that personnel understand their responsibilities before a real incident occurs. Failover tests validate technical recovery capabilities but vary in scope. Full failover tests involve switching entire workloads or environments to disaster recovery sites, simulating complete outages. Partial or scoped drills test only specific systems or services, reducing operational impact. For instance, a partial failover may redirect authentication services to a backup provider while other systems remain active. These variations balance thoroughness with practicality, ensuring organizations test resilience without overwhelming operations. Periodically performing full failovers ensures confidence that recovery plans scale beyond theoretical documentation. Chaos engineering introduces resilience testing into production by deliberately injecting failures in a controlled manner. This practice tests whether systems degrade gracefully and recover as expected. For example, Netflix famously uses Chaos Monkey to randomly disable servers, forcing systems to prove they can withstand component failures. Chaos engineering does not create chaos for its own sake, but follows structured principles. Define a steady state, introduce controlled faults, and measure outcomes. It ensures resilience is not assumed, but demonstrated under real conditions, providing confidence that systems work reliably in unpredictable environments. Load and stress testing explore how systems behave under heavy demand. Load testing applies expected or slightly elevated traffic to confirm systems handle it efficiently, while stress testing pushes beyond capacity to reveal breaking points. For example, an online retailer may test checkout services at double projected holiday traffic to understand performance degradation. These tests reveal bottlenecks in code, infrastructure, or scaling policies. By identifying where and how systems fail under stress, organizations can adjust capacity planning, improve monitoring, and implement degradation strategies before customers are impacted. Selecting test scenarios should be risk-driven, focusing on critical systems and realistic threats. Criteria may include the likelihood of a given failure, the business impact of downtime, and regulatory obligations. For example, a hospital may prioritize testing electronic health record recovery because patient care depends on it, while a media company may prioritize website availability during major events. Choosing scenarios carefully ensures resilience testing delivers actionable insights rather than wasting effort on low-value simulations. A structured risk-based approach aligns testing with organizational priorities. Test orchestration tools and automation enable repeatable, consistent exercises. These tools coordinate failovers, traffic redirection, or fault injection across systems, ensuring tests follow defined scripts. Automation reduces human error and increases scalability, allowing organizations to test complex environments more frequently. For instance, orchestration platforms can automate spinning up disaster recovery sites, verifying service health, and rolling back afterward. Repeatability transforms resilience testing from occasional manual efforts into a sustainable program that validates resilience continuously rather than sporadically. Test isolation and safeguards protect production environments during resilience exercises. Without safeguards, testing could unintentionally disrupt live services or expose sensitive data. Techniques include running tests in isolated environments, using shadow traffic instead of real transactions, or placing limits on injected faults. For example, a chaos engineering test may cap the number of servers disabled at once to avoid full outages. Isolation balances realism with control, ensuring resilience testing generates insights without creating new incidents. Safeguards are critical to maintaining trust in testing programs. Synthetic transactions provide ongoing verification of availability by simulating user activity. These test transactions mimic real interactions, such as logging in, placing an order, or submitting a form, without performing actual business functions. For instance, a bank may run synthetic login and transfer attempts continuously to verify customer-facing systems remain operational. If synthetic transactions fail, monitoring systems trigger alerts, often before real customers experience issues. By serving as early warning mechanisms, synthetic transactions bridge testing and monitoring, validating resilience in day-to-day operations. Scheduling and cadence ensure resilience testing provides coverage without overwhelming operations. Too frequent testing risks disrupting business, while too infrequent testing allows resilience assumptions to become stale. Many organizations use a mix: frequent low-impact tests, such as synthetic transactions, quarterly tabletop exercises, and annual full failovers. Scheduling ensures coverage across technical, procedural, and organizational dimensions. A thoughtful cadence creates balance, validating resilience consistently while maintaining productivity and avoiding fatigue among staff or systems. Defining success criteria and objective measures transforms testing from anecdotal exercise into actionable evaluation. Each test should define expected outcomes, such as maximum acceptable failover time, allowable error rates, or communication benchmarks. For example, a success criterion for a DR test may require all systems restored within 2 hours and customer notifications sent within 30 minutes. Measuring against criteria provides clarity, allowing teams to determine whether resilience goals are being met. Without objective measures, resilience testing risks becoming subjective and less actionable. Resilience testing validates assumptions and uncovers hidden dependencies that normal operations conceal. A test may reveal that a supposedly redundant system depends on a single unmonitored DNS provider, or that a backup process requires manual steps not documented in runbooks. These discoveries highlight the true value of resilience testing, exposing blind spots before they cause real failures. Testing shifts resilience from paper plans to demonstrated capability, ensuring that organizations are genuinely prepared to sustain critical services during disruption. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Pre-test checklists and stakeholder notifications ensure resilience exercises run smoothly and safely. Checklists verify that prerequisites are in place, such as current backups, updated runbooks, and clear rollback procedures. Notifications inform stakeholders, including IT teams, business units, and leadership, of the scope and timing of the test. For example, before a failover drill, teams may confirm database snapshots are current and notify customer support to prepare for potential inquiries. These preparatory steps prevent surprises, align expectations, and establish a controlled environment for meaningful testing. Post-test after-action reviews, AARs, are critical for translating test results into improvement. Structured lessons learned processes gather feedback from participants, compare outcomes against success criteria, and document both strengths and weaknesses. For example, An AAR following a tabletop exercise may reveal that communication timelines were unclear or that escalation chains were too slow. These insights inform updates to runbooks, training, and system designs. Without formal after-action reviews, organizations risk repeating mistakes and failing to capitalize on testing opportunities. Automated validation checks confirm service integrity after failover or other disruptive exercises. These checks may include synthetic transactions, API probes, or automated health scripts that verify systems are functioning correctly. For example, after a simulated data center failover, automated validation might confirm that login, payment processing, and reporting systems all respond within defined thresholds. Automated validation reduces reliance on manual testing, providing faster and more reliable assurance that services are stable before declaring the test complete or resuming normal operations. Compliance-oriented testing ensures organizations meet regulatory obligations and can produce evidence for audits. Many frameworks, such as PCI DSS or HIPAA, require periodic disaster recovery or continuity tests. Evidence may include logs, screenshots, and documented results showing systems were exercised and recovered according to defined objectives. For example, a financial institution may submit DR test reports to regulators as proof of compliance. Compliance testing emphasizes not only resilience but also accountability, demonstrating that organizations are actively validating their ability to protect sensitive data and maintain operations. Rollback and remediation playbooks provide safeguards for tests that expose failures or unexpected outcomes. Rollback ensures systems can be returned to their prior state quickly, while remediation defines the corrective steps to address discovered weaknesses. For instance, if a failover test reveals corrupted replication, rollback procedures restore services at the primary site, while remediation focuses on correcting synchronization flaws. Having documented playbooks reduces downtime, ensures confidence in testing, and prevents the exercise itself from becoming a source of disruption. Metrics allow organizations to track resilience improvements across test iterations. Key metrics may include mean time to recovery, number of issues discovered, and percentage of objectives achieved. Over time, these metrics provide visibility into progress and highlight areas needing further attention. For example, if recovery time decreases from 3 hours in one exercise to 90 minutes in the next, the organization can demonstrate measurable improvement. Metrics transform resilience testing into a continuous improvement program rather than one-off activities. Cross-team participation is essential for comprehensive resilience testing. Security, operations, network, application, and business teams must collaborate to ensure all perspectives are addressed. For example, a failover exercise may require operations to handle infrastructure cutover, security to verify access controls, and business leaders to manage customer communications. Excluding teams leads to blind spots, as resilience is not purely technical. Inclusive testing ensures continuity efforts reflect the entire organization and prepares every group for its role in real incidents. Canaries and staged rollouts limit the blast radius of live tests. Canary testing routes a small percentage of traffic through the DR site or alternate system first, allowing issues to be detected before full cutover. Staged rollouts expand gradually, increasing confidence as systems prove stable. For instance, an e-commerce platform may redirect 5% of customers to a backup payment gateway, monitor performance, and then expand to 100% if successful. These approaches balance the need for realism with risk reduction during resilience testing. Data protection considerations must remain central during resilience exercises. Test data should be sanitized or minimized to avoid exposing sensitive information unnecessarily. For example, testing backup restores with anonymized customer data ensures privacy while still validating integrity. Organizations must also ensure that logging, access controls, and encryption remain active during tests. Without these precautions, testing may inadvertently weaken security, creating new vulnerabilities while attempting to validate resilience. Continuous testing practices embed resilience validation into daily operations rather than limiting it to annual events. Automated health checks, synthetic monitoring, and frequent small-scale failovers ensure resilience remains current and effective. Integrating test results into planning cycles ensures lessons feed directly into system design, capacity planning, and governance. For example, insights from frequent mini failovers may drive adjustments in auto-scaling policies or dependency mapping. Continuous testing turns resilience into a habit, building confidence through repetition and ongoing learning. Documentation updates ensure that runbooks, architecture diagrams, and dependency maps remain accurate after resilience exercises. Tests often reveal new dependencies, updated recovery times, or gaps in existing documentation. For instance, a failover test may show that a critical authentication service depends on an external provider not previously recorded. Updating documents ensures that lessons are preserved and accessible during future incidents. Without this step, organizations risk entering the next disruption with outdated or incomplete guidance. Ultimately, comprehensive and repeatable resilience testing builds organizational muscle memory for real incidents. By rehearsing failures, validating assumptions, and refining processes, organizations develop confidence that they can withstand disruptions. Testing creates a culture of preparedness, ensuring that when outages or crises occur, responses are swift, coordinated, and effective. Resilience is not just about infrastructure. It is about people, processes, and discipline. Comprehensive testing transforms resilience from an aspiration into a proven capability that sustains operations through adversity. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.